Hi, everyone. Well, today I'm here. Hi, everyone. I came on live to really say thank you to my 16th subscriber. Her name is Meg. Thank you so very much for subscribing to my channel. I appreciate it very much. Now I got number 16 and hoping it will continue to grow. So I am very happy to announce Miss Meg as my 16th subscriber, and I'm so happy that I got my 16th subscriber a few days ago. So I was very surprised when I saw my 16th subscriber. So thank you so very much, Meg, for tuning in into my live. I hope everybody's doing good. I've been sick, so I'm just gonna keep people up to date on because I have such chapped lips. I need to really, you know, wait a minute. I need to really, no, stop. Don't do that. Get some, some lipstick on. Okay. Oh my goodness. So, and some nice water. My lips get really dry when I'm talking, so I need some water. So I hope that everybody's doing well. I'm doing good. Very happy to be on here. I'm trying to get used to the fact of being on live more. I'm getting used to it. So I think I'm liking being on live. So I hope that everybody has had a nice day today. I had a very busy but very painful week. I've not been feeling well. And so, you know, I'm very surprised that people are actually responding to all of my live. I really am not that good. Not good at it. Okay, so my thing broke. Okay, so I'm not right now with you guys, but stay tuned. I'll be right back. I just keep my little butt up there, so it's gonna stay on his little elbow. Okay, so let me throw my sandals. Let me just take off my sandals. I wanna walk around my sandals. Guys, how come you're all eating? Time to eat. Time to eat. Hi, everybody. Okay, so like I said before, hi. My not one subscriber, my 16th subscriber. Her name is Meg, and so I want to make out a big shout out to Meg because she subscribed to my channel, and hopefully, like when you're gonna subscribe, I think how it works is that if I'm on live, put the ding bell on, and beam, you'll get probably notifications when I'm on. So if you're gonna subscribe, at least do the ding ding and and know when I'm on live. So anyway, I've been sick these couple of days, guys. So, but I'm trying to really get used to the fact of being more often here so that people don't forget me because, the more longer that you're out from, live, uh, it becomes more like people forget about you and, they don't, unlike, oh, well, how long has she, been out? And what has happened to her? So anyway, I was very sick yesterday. My body was hurting me and I had to go to the doctor. And well, anyway, to make a long story short, I am now feeling a little bit, just a little bit better, not that much. But I hope that everybody is having a good week. I had a good weekend. I saw someone, that was doing his shows, and his show is always like really great. His name is Kevon Tyree, very talented young man. And if you want to subscribe to his channel, you can go right because they do have like he's on a show that I used to be on, but right now he's doing Musicians with Honey, and he's with the young lady Maria Pureza. So you can go and see their channel. Their channel is Social Media. I think it's Social Media Live or something like that on YouTube. And you can also go see her. Her name is Maria Pureza, and her show is Social Media Live, I think it is. I don't remember. But anyway, I think it's Social Media Shows. That's what it is. Social Media Shows. And so he's there, I believe, every Tuesday. Like I think it's every Tuesday because today is Tuesday. So he's there like every Tuesday. And so yeah, like every Tuesday. And so I'm just trying to promote their show. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna promote their show, and that's it because just because. So just follow them. If you like, you just follow Kevon Tyree. I believe his is Kev T on Facebook and also KevonTyree.com. And he also has merchandise. I don't know that because it's a very long it's a very long thing. I know that I'm not that uh, you know I'm just doing it by word of mouth, but I always do things the old fashioned way. The best way is networking. And it doesn't matter by word of mouth or through social media. That's how you get people. And that's how you get people to follow you is through networking, whether in person or word of mouth or by social media. That's how you maintain business relationships and future relationships business wise. So the topic here is that I was on the bus today, and this is I say common because it's a shame that most of the time when we get into relationships, and this is basically I heard it from a girl that was on the bus, and I was headed to somewhere that I needed to go, and as I was on the bus, I was sitting on the back of the bus, but where you can come out of the doorway. So all of a sudden, I hear this young lady, and she's saying, I don't like that you talk to this girl, and and you keep talking to her while she's putting me down. And I kind of said to myself in me, I said, what a shame, like she was saying, yeah, she made, and she told her boyfriend, I believe that is her boyfriend, because she was going on about how he makes her feel like shit. And she says, meanwhile, you were on her side and she was like down talking me and insulting me and yet thinking that it's okay for her to do it, and you weren't saying anything to her about it. And you actually make me feel like shit when, when you are around, me, you make me feel like shit. And I guess that he was defending the other girl, which of course it was fact, because when she got out of the bus, he actually was insulting the girl after she left. The very same girl that he said, you know, how do I make you feel like shit? But yet when she left the bus, he made her feel that was even worse what he said, because he said, you know what, I have that other girl's back, because look at this one, she don't even got an ass and she don't even look good. And that's why I say common, like men do common things. That's common in a man, like I was saying to myself, us women are supposed to be supporting each other, like keeping our backs, and like sister, like saying sister, like, yeah, I'm on your side, or I got your back. And the way that he was talking about the other girl, that she looks so good, and she was like, like, wow, man, I got it for that girl, because yeah, man, who wants that? She already has, like a child, and look at her body, and compared to the other one, like he was making comparisons. And so, you know, I've always said this: if you don't want, a woman, and I've always said this, and people are going to be tired of hearing me say this, but I think that men make things, like men do common things, and that's one of the things that is so common in a man. Like they go around, like dating, or even going out, or even having a relationship with a woman that's not even to their liking, or to even to, if they, to their desire, like, okay, if I want a pretty man, then I should date a pretty man. Why am I going to go behind somebody's back and talk behind somebody's back and say, well, oh man, like I really like that other guy because he's got the body, he's got the looks, he's got this, he's got that, and look at this guy, he's like, like, pfft, like, who are you? You're like nothing to me, and that's why it gives off like it's okay to hurt people. It's okay to hurt people who are not as good looking as you. You know, the thing about this is that the real shame about this is that you go and you have a daughter, and regardless if it's from your boyfriend or that guy, your daughter or whoever, is seeing that somebody is insulting their mother. And that's the whole shame of it, like you're insulting the mother who's probably, who probably is, whether your child or not your child, at least have respect of the fact that if she feels this way, you should at least respect it and walk away. The fact of the matter is that he thought in his mind, like in his mind, because men, that's why I say common, like men are so common in trying to, think that, and men are basically like that, like, okay, if she doesn't meet you know, my level, or she doesn't meet the way that I perceive a woman or I want a woman, then sadly enough, she will be criticized for not looking a certain way. And I see that a lot in women. Like, okay, if you are beautiful and another girl may not be all that attractive, or may not be all that sexy, or may not be even, then you shouldn't go along with that, because sometimes it becomes like a pattern, like women also do things that are common. We insult each other and try to, instead of trying to raise our sisters, you know and here we are talking about empowering other women, but yet we go and we insult, and we look down upon women who are not as beautiful. And that's not in the sense that if you are an ugly person and yet you have an ugly personality, then okay. Like, there are some people who are like that. I knew a person like that, that was ugly and made them and absolutely isn't, fitted the look. But what I'm trying to say is that if you're a woman, and we are talking about empowering other women, I don't think that fits, it's very fitting. Like, I can't tell anybody what to say or do. I can't do that, because I'm here on my page, and I can say that, and I can say it, because I'm on my page. But I go through pages a lot on a daily, and it's something that interests me, because when men are with women who they're not very they're not basically used to, being with a woman who is, not so attractive. And so, you know, it's like, it seems like it's okay to look down upon a woman who is not so attractive. And it's almost acceptable to them to hurt women who are not as attractive, because they believe that just because she's not attractive, that she cannot get better. Meanwhile, a woman who is beautiful will be praised upon and added to that she is beautiful, but also intelligent. And men, because she looks a certain way, may not treat that beautiful woman as he would to an ugly woman. And this all goes down to really how shallow some people are. Because when I heard that on that man, when he said that to the very woman that he was dating, and he had this relationship with, and yet his woman was communicating with him how she felt when she was around this woman and when he was around her, and how he gave permission to the other woman to say ugly things right into her face. And she communicated that to her boyfriend, how much she felt like a piece of shit when that girl was in front of her. And I'm almost going to say, like, almost demeaning her, degrading her. Oh, I'm almost thinking to myself, oh, you're so ugly, or you're so fat, or why would he like you or love you or this? And I don't even know why he's with you. It's like, you know how hurtful that is to a woman when some women know that they're not attractive, okay? Some women know that, but they don't need to hear that from another woman. Do you know that? They don't need to hear that from another woman, because that makes them feel even more down. Their esteem more down than it already was. And here was the very same man who he was saying, well, no, I don't know why you feel this way. And when she left, when she got off the bus with her little girl, meanwhile, while the little girl was listening to how her mother felt, he said, Shit, well, I got that girl, I got that other girl's back, and shit, look at her compared to, look at, she don't even got an ass, look how fat she is, and this and that. It's like, wow, really? That's really like, that's hurtful on the fact that he could side with that and be okay with that. And that's why I say men are so, they're so fucking common in so many ways. Like, that's why I definitely don't want to deal with men who are so superficial in that level. Because I feel as a woman myself, and if I see another woman who, you know what I actually wanted to get off of that bus, on the 115 bus, and I actually wanted to hug that girl. And she was black. Okay? She is black. She's a black woman, a very tall, beautiful woman. She's not an ugly woman, a very attractive woman, as a matter of fact. And just because a woman looks a certain way doesn't mean that she is ugly. But because that other woman demeaned her, like she downgraded her very own sister, and she felt that that was okay to do that. Like she felt like she was way up there really high and superior, or, well, I'm prettier than you. What can your man possibly want from you? Because you're not even that cute. Well, maybe she has something, maybe, that when he first saw her, he really, really loved or liked. And that's why he stuck it out with her. But it's a shame because that's exactly what happens to women when they stay in a relationship, or men stay in a relationship where you see that somebody facially is beautiful and proportioned beautifully, and you don't get to know that person on a very, very personal level. Like you can almost know somebody by almost looking of how they act and how they say things. You can actually, like, I'm the kind of person that I will study and observe a person. And not that I'm saying that I know a person from the very first get-go. No. But I actually sit back and I actually get to see that person and how they express themselves, you know, especially towards another woman. When you talk down on another woman, you're actually talking down about yourself, because you are a woman just like she is. Okay? I have you know that that's why I don't have a lot of friends. No, I don't have a lot of friends. That's why I don't have a lot of friends. Because I try to be very, 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 very careful in what I say about another woman. And if I feel that I am jealous of another woman, which is not very common in me, I stay away. I stay away from that woman. But I will not go up to that woman and say, "Oh, bitch, you're beautiful. What do you think? You're this and you're that just because you're beautiful?" No, I won't do that. And no, I'm not trying to be like, like I'm perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm the least perfect. I have a very, very fucked up, and I'm going to tell you something that my viewers do not know about me. I have a very, very fucked up temperament. That's why when I talk to people, I try to be very careful in what I say. And if I'm not careful, I try to back away, or I try to breathe in, and somebody showed me that. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And which is true. It helps you to relax more. And really, because I'm very, very impulsive. I'm a very impulsive person. I have not changed. I have not changed in that at all. I'm very, very impulsive. But I try very, very to try to make my sisters rise above their self-esteem. And I'm not talking to, something? Some people make the mistake that when they come online and they go into my page, they actually think that I'm talking specifically about them. No, I'm not talking specifically about you. Because you're not the only person on social media, and you're not the only person that I am involved with personally or impersonally. Because I may go to a page and I may like something, doesn't necessarily mean that I'm speaking on that subject. Because some people like to jump into the, not that they actually say it, but they actually probably thinking in their minds. Not that I know that what people are thinking, but probably most likely, because people are like that, is that, oh, she took that and she blew it out of context. No, I'm not blowing anything out of context, and I'm not taking your content to put it into mine. I'm just expressing how I feel as a woman, that I feel like women today, they talk about empowerment. Do you even know what the word empowerment means? Do you know? Because empowerment does not only mean about looking good. And every woman and every woman is beautiful in her own beautiful way and unique way. Every woman has something about her, whether it's her personality, whether it's her allure, or whether it's her sexiness, or it's she has a certain something that attracts, or she has charisma. And a lot of people have charisma. And if maybe not a lot of people, but the people that I have known that have it, like they have that charisma. And they it's like the energy they bring out is like, whew, people will actually, like a magnet, will connect with them and boom, will hang on to that energy because they have a certain way and a certain aura about them that says, I want to be with that person. I have been with people like that, like, oh, damn. And it's very rare to find people with charisma. A lot of people, and I say a lot of people because the people that I have met have been a lot of people, like selective, a lot of people that I have been, or I have encountered that actually have that charisma. And they do not have to be beautiful. They just have that certain kind of thing that, like they enter a room and it's a, whoom. I have a cousin who's like that. Oh my God. And she knows who she is. My cousin has that. And she's the only cousin that I know that freaking has that. And I love her to death. I love her to freaking death because my cousin has that energy where people will boom. And I'm like, damn, where does she get that? And you're born with that. You cannot create that. You cannot fake that. You cannot, and it's like, way to go, girl. She has that, and it's always been with her since she was very young. And most women, that I've heard say, damn, well, she's not even that cute. She's not even that pretty. Like, how can she have so many people, like, like behind her, or, like, boom, like even men would fall for her. And I think there's a word for it because it's kind of like something that she has. Oh, I forgot the word, but she has that where she actually attracts men and women. And, it's just like, you don't have to be beautiful. It's just a certain something that you have, and sometimes men see that and they notice it, and women are like, well, what can she possibly have that I don't have? Well, guess what you don't have is charisma. I don't even have charisma, and I wish I was born with that. But you actually, and you cannot cultivate that. That's something that is with you and will stay with you till you die. I don't think that anybody can create charisma. I personally, I'm not saying that anybody cannot. You probably can, but charisma and confidence are not the same. because you can have charisma and have and not have esteem. You know that? You can actually have charisma and not have, because esteem has to do within you. You know what I mean? It has to really have, it's a really personal thing. You understand? But charisma is something that you are actually born with. People actually are drawn to you, and it's unexplainable. And there are some women who are actually doable. That's the word, doable. Where they are sexually appealing. And so some women are actually like that. They are naturally like that, and that's what draws men and women to them. Okay? Because my cousin is like that. She draws the men and women. You understand? There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's fantastic. I wish that I had that. You know? Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, and like I was saying before, it's like, man, uplift the sisterhood, uplift your sisters. Just because that sister is not as beautiful as you doesn't indicate that she doesn't have a quality that man was drawn to her. He went out with her and he stood with her for a reason. He went out with that woman because he actually liked something about her that drew to his attention. But when I say empowerment, how many women or how many women know what empowerment actually really is? It's not about fashion. It's about creating a chain of women who need each other and support each other, regardless of how they look and how they live. Because by your experiences, she can learn. She can learn by me. She can learn by her other sisters. She can learn by her other sisters and her other sisters, and it just becomes a chain of women who empower each other to live the best that they can live. By being women, we embrace each other as women. And it has nothing to do with looks. It has to do with encouraging that woman to be the self-best that she can be, regardless of how she looks. She can be a very ugly woman, and no woman is ugly. I'm telling you, no woman is ugly. Don't ever think that you're ugly. And there's always a man for each woman. That's true. There's always a man for each woman. Did you know that? There's always a man for each woman. And if we have not found that man, then we should move along and look for him. Or not even look for him, because eventually he will come to you. Oh, yeah. And we always think, I used to think my soulmate was my only soulmate. No, we have many soulmates. Okay? Not many like in 10, 13, 14. No, like we have. Okay? Only we need to calm down, and eventually your woman or your man will come to you. And you will love that person, and you will not see any fault in that person, regardless of how he or she looks. You will not find it, because you will be in such. I have fell in love only once in my life, and that was my very first boyfriend. My very first, like when I was really young and in high school. And I'm not afraid to say this, because he's a married man, and I'm so happy, for him. But when I was in high school, Forest Hills High School, I was sitting in the class, okay? Oh, and it was so funny because when he came in, him and I locked eyes. And everyone in the room felt that energy. And he told me when I was in his class, he said, "Do you want to sit with me?" And it was so cute. I did. I got up with my colorful sweater. I remember it was a rainbow sweater. I just remember that it was a rainbow sweater that my mother oh, it's so sweet. She actually bought me that sweater for my oh, I'm gonna start to cry right now. She bought me that sweater for my first day of school. You know, my first day of high school. It was like days. And it was so sweet. Oh my God. And I remember that he said, "You want to sit with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." And I think it was the sweater that really blew him away because it was a rainbow sweater. And every time I speak of my mom, I always cry because I haven't seen my mom in a very long time. So I was actually flirting with him. Like I kept touching him and I could go in like this to him and he kind of like liked it. He was all into me. And that's how you know when you are in love. Like that was my first ever love. I have never found a love like that ever again. Not even with my soulmate, it was quite different. You know, with my ex, it was really different. He, the moment he saw me, and it was in the bus stop, and I was taking my nephew to school, and he was at the corner, and every single morning, he would wait for me outside. My ex of 16 years. Every single day. He didn't miss a day. A day. He didn't miss a day. Not one day. And every day he would say to me, how would he say to me? He had something. Oh, he said, "Hola, señorita. ¿Usted quiere jugar lotería?" It was such a lame line. It was so lame, but it was so true. Señorita, ¿usted quiere jugar la lotería? And I have, my ex is Puerto Rican. He's half Puerto Rican and half Dominican. And it was not all, negative. It was not all bad during the 16 years that we were together. Hi. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's I'm not looking, sweetheart. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. I don't want to be in relationships. Relationships today are too very hard. That's why back then it was so easy. Relationships was so easy back then. And all he had to do was wait for me every morning in the corner of the bus. And for a year he did that. For a whole year, my ex did that. And when he actually wanted me to date him, it was on the 4th of July. And he said to me, it was so weird because he knocked on the door, on my mother's door. And he said, "Do you want to go out with me on the 4th of July? 4th of July, we can go to Central Park." And I just looked at him and I said, "No." He was all ready to go to Central Park. He had his water. He had, sandwich. I mean, he did the whole work. He did the whole work. And that's what I say, that when you fall in love, you will know it. You will know it. Women, don't ever feel like you're ugly. Don't. And I have he was married. I know his ex. His ex is actually, her name is Maria. Yeah, her name is Maria. And she, not for nothing, she is so beautiful. Like, oh my God. If you want to really see beautiful, that is beautiful. And she's also Puerto Rican. And I was like, dang, that was your ex? And he was like, yeah, that was my ex. And he showed me a picture of her when she was younger. I was like, oh my God, you. And he said, do you know how I met her? And I said, no, I have no idea, but I kind of imagined on how he actually met her. He came up to her and he told me this because her and we're friends. Like, like, and she even told me, she said, Maria, she told me, because we're named Maria, we're both the same, Maria. And she said to me one day, oh, Maria, are you sure you want to be with this man? Because he's like, he's really shitty. She told me, she said, I should have listened. Actually, I should have listened. She says, you're just you're with that man and he's not going to do you any good because, take it from me and this and that. But I was young and in love and she was so sweet. Ah, ah. You can't see me cry. No, man, I get so sentimental. Rodolfo, thank you for tuning in. Rodolfo's so sweet. He always tunes in. Yeah, I always cry. You know what? I'm a very, very emotional person. That's one thing about me. That's why I try very, very hard. Like if I have a friend, I try to conserve that friendship. If you have done something to me, I'm not going to speak bad about you. I refuse. Like I can get mad at you and say, oh, like I can be like really pissed off at you. And yet, like 5 minutes later, I said, damn, man, like I shouldn't have gotten mad with that person. I'm very, very, not that I'm weak. I'm not weak. People mistaken that for weakness. Like if I forgive you, don't think that then you can walk all over me and do what you did before because I'll catch on to you sooner or later. But the fact of the matter is that when getting back to my story, she told me that, and I should have listened. How he met her was that, and I believe that I believe that they met in the Bronx. I'm not sure where they met, but he saw her walking. Okay, now Maria has the most beautiful eyes. I don't know what color eyes she has, but she just has these most beautiful eyes I have ever seen. And oh, she's very, very, she's like a person that likes to take care of her body. She does a lot of it. There's something that's an exercise freak. Sorry. Like she likes to exercise and not a freak in the way that, like, oh, she's got to do gym all the time, but she likes to keep herself up to par always, and she doesn't like any fat on her body. Okay, but she's not fat at all. She's just like a very beautiful woman. And even today, she's still very beautiful. So when he came up to her and he said to her, you know, you have the most beautiful eyes. I have you know that he said to me that turned her extremely off. And she said, I thought that you were going to say something different to me. And he said, why? You do have beautiful eyes. He said, yeah, I always hear that from every man that approaches me. Not every man. I make it sound like every man is, like, no, like men who are interested in her approached her in that way. You have the most beautiful eyes, in which she does. But she was so used to men saying that it became so, like a pattern or like, common to her. Like I said before, like men say things that are so common that sometimes women want to hear not the same lines, like, oh, you got the most beautiful hair or you got the most beautiful eyes. They want something different and not always the same line. But this, in fact, was very true that she does have beautiful eyes. But it took him a very, very long, long time to be with Maria because that turned her off completely. And so she didn't find anything different of what he said compared to the others. Okay, so it was just like something that was just told to her always. So I guess that she was looking for something different to hear and not always the same thing. So like I said before, her and I are friends, and so he waited for me for, like for a whole year. He waited for me to actually make a decision whether we wanted to move in together or not. Finally, we did. We went out on the 4th of July and we went on several dates until, he wanted to do the big thing. And, the big thing is that he wanted to move in. And so he had to look for somewhere to move. So he did. And we stood together for a very, very long time, 16 years. And so, it wasn't all bad, the whole 16 years. But, that was my second love, you know. And so, when I speak about him, it's not really in hatred. It's like, why did you do what you did? We would have lasted maybe another 20. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, things and people change. And so, I'm going to tell you one thing about him, though. And I must say this. He's never spoken bad about me, not to another woman or not to another man. And he always tries to, regardless, he always tried, not that he does anymore, but he has always tried when I used to live in Albuquerque or when I lived in New York or, when I used to visit New York. I haven't visited New York in a very long while. He always tried to find out how I was. And so I cannot, the only thing I could say bad about him is that he messed up in the last years that, him and I were in a relationship. And so I guess that people change as they get older. So, and they're probably, sometimes people fall out of love and, it's just, that's just the way it is. But speaking on what Rodolfo said about crying and that, Rodolfo, I'm a very emotional person. I haven't seen my mother in a very, very long, long time. And, that's what made me cry because my mother has always been with me. She's always been with me. 20 years of my life was spent on her going to the hospital with me all the time. And during that time in the hospital, she always said to me, don't ever give up, and I always use that. Oh God, I hate crying. But I use that and I take that with me. And so, oh yeah, I try not to cry online because it's very, very hard for me to talk about my mom. I love my mom so dearly. It's like she's my best friend, she's my everything to me. And, I cannot imagine myself without my mom. I just can't. It's like something that I just cannot do. Or I cannot even envision myself without my mom. I'm here and I know that she's alive and she's well. But the fact of the matter is that I haven't seen her in such a very long time is what hurts me the most because it's like what they say. They say, try not to not be incommunicado with the people that you love because you never know if you might not or they may not be with you tomorrow. And so try to cherish the times that you have with people who mean something to you. And also try not to be so judgmental and so cruel or so, try to uplift others. Try to uplift your sisters. And, I'm saying sisters because I see my friends as my sisters. I'm right now worried about my bestie. And, I want her to call me and tell me that she's doing okay and that she's okay and that everything is okay. Like I am one person that's very emotional. And so if I become friends with you, it's like I'm not gonna, and I've always said this on my videos. You can see it in all my videos. I'm so emotional. I'm not a half-ass friend. I am not a fake. Oh my God, I am definitely not a fake. And I try to be the best friend that I can be to that person. But you won't see me do is try to, put down another woman because just because she's not even pretty or because, in that sense, that girl that did that to that, because I'm almost sure that she knows and they are, friends. Okay, so when you are with your group of friends, if you know that you don't like a certain friend in that group, Try to take yourself away from that person until that person leaves, or try to do something, but don't beat up on each other. Don't try to say, oh, she's ugly. Women, we need to learn not to insult one another. We need to learn that. We need to learn that men are not as important as friendships, and men are not very some men are sensitive. I shouldn't say that. Some men are sensitive to the feelings of women, but not many are. And if you find a man who really is sensitive to you and is sensitive to your feelings, and he understands you on a level where, if you don't have that kind of self-esteem or self-confidence, or you feel that perhaps maybe you're not good enough, and she needs to hear that, which women don't depend on that, like, don't depend on it. Like I said, embrace yourself and embrace each other. Make a chain and make a circle and make it strong enough so that if you see another friend of yours who's falling, you can always pick her up. You understand? You can always pick her up and say everything is going to be okay, because we love you just the way you are. And you don't need to be beautiful. You don't need to look a certain way in order to be validated as a human being and as a woman. You don't need that. I used to be like that. And it's still taken me a long time to actually love myself as I am. Because I am who I am, and I'm not going to change from that. I'm not going to change the person that I am just to accommodate another person, just to accommodate to what they want. Because they wouldn't do it for me. Would they do it for me? No, they wouldn't do it. Would they do it for you? No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't accommodate to changing themselves for you. And that's what I want women to understand, that, you have your ways of being. And you shouldn't be feeling bad for the way that you look, for the way that you are, and the way that you are as a woman. Because every woman is not the same. Every woman, there's some women who are strong, and there's some women who are very very docile. Well, you know what? And that's not necessarily true either. I've seen men who have cried, and I've seen men who sincerely, and I'm not just talking about just crocodile tears. I'm talking about real tears, like they really feel, how, and they're expressing it. And some men actually are laughed about because they cry, because it's not expecting of a man. Women don't expect that, is what I'm trying to, and people don't expect that, regardless if you're a man or a woman. You understand? Because men normally are shown by little, you have to be a man and be strong and not show your feelings. And just like women are raised to be women, you have to, cook for your man, be by your man, and do as he says, and be obedient. Well, now women don't tolerate that. And I see now, really, in actuality, that men are expressing more their feelings, but they're laughed upon because of that. I say to men, I'm not a man, but I say to men, keep that sensitive side. Don't let anyone try to make you feel bad because you express the way that you feel. That is you, that's part of you. And if you feel like crying, well, you don't have to, like I said before, be all tough all the time. It's okay to break down and cry, because you're only human, and not all of us are, and not all of the time we're going to feel all like happy and, like everything is okay. That's the first mistakes that we make, is that we want to look or want people to see that we're always happy and that we're always okay. And like I've always said in my videos, It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to cry. Like right now, I cried. I don't care if I lose a viewer because I'm crying. They're gonna say, "Oh, but she's so sensitive. Oh, but she cries too much. Oh, because this or because that." Well, you know what? Don't be in my page because I am a crier. I feel. I express myself. Even on Facebook, I actually express myself, and a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people actually tell me, why do why do you say certain things and you shouldn't? Well, it's not really pertaining to anyone. It's just because I want to say something that I'm feeling at the moment. And it could even be something personal that has to do with me and not necessarily with anybody on Facebook. Like people in Facebook, like I want to not because I really like Facebook because it gives me the opportunity also to be on live, and that's how I created my show, and that's how I started on my show. So I'm not gonna go like and say I hate Facebook, because that would be a lie. I don't hate Facebook. And I do have a page on Facebook, and I would like people to tune in to Facebook. But what I do see is that people, when you put something on your page and on your status, people get all sensitive and kind of stupid. Sorry to use the word, but yes, they do. They take what you have on your status profile and they take it for them. They actually take that shit personal, which is just shit that I'm talking about, and they actually taking it personal. I don't want anybody to come on my page feeling that what I write or what my thoughts are on my page are actually are pertaining to them. It's not pertaining to them. Some people have a big ego, like they think like, "Oh, she's talking about me or a particular thing that I said, and she's putting it way out of context." And and like, no, okay. And most of the time when I post something, it really has to do with me, not the people who are around me, okay. And usually I will confront a person on a private level. Like if I don't like what you have done and it's not on Facebook, like let's say if you had something that I know that is real and you're saying to me, well, no, it's not about you, or yes, but you're taking it out of context, or I have heard you and I caught you, well then I'm gonna, private message you and take it up with you because I'm not made of wood. I have feelings too. So it doesn't matter, you know, um, what is said on a private level because it's just between me and that other person. So no one is going to know about it, So, but, when you try to make a lie and try to make it your truth is it's going to mess you up because I'm going to respond to that and say, well, no, really, I look at, like, okay, that's not true. So I will just flat out tell you, like, that's not true. And, you're not going to do this to me and just think that it's okay to do it. That's what I'm trying to say. But this is not in relation to that. It's just that if I put something on my status, first of all, and you're looking through it and you feeling that if the shoe fits, then wear it. Okay, then wear it. Because I'm not going to be arguing back. I'm really I argue about something that is important to me. If it's important to me, and if you're important enough for me to argue with you too, because I don't argue with everyone. I really, really don't. If I care about you, and I'm not talking about arguments like, and you won't see me like shout. I'm not a shout. I don't go, you bitch, and I don't even know how to be bitchy. I don't even know how, if I'm bitchy, I will come out just like what I am now. I'll come across just like, like I don't want to deal, and I will not deal with you. I will not deal with you at all. I won't deal with you. I will not deal with you. If you come out with shit that you've done to me, like, I will not deal with you. And that's the kind of person that I am. But like I said before, embracing an empowering woman means that we make a chain and we make a strong chain to try not to bring down your fellow or your fellow mates. And when I'm talking about, girlfriends, like if I have a sister who's feeling all shitty, I'm not going to shit furthermore to make her feel even more shitty. I'm going to try to make her feel better and see good things about her and feel and see really good points about her. And I'm not going to say or talk behind her back. If I'm angry at my sister, I'll just say, look, I didn't like what you did. But I'm not going to actually go out there and say, well, bitch, you're ugly and this and that. And, no. Because I feel like that is the most lowest and most petty thing another woman can ever do to another woman. Regardless of how that woman treats you, you should never fall, and I'm saying this seriously, you should never fall into the trap of trying to follow what the other person does to you. Personally speaking, a follower is someone who just wants attention. A leader will stand on her own and will lead and hear the word, will lead her other leaders to fight for what is right. You never follow, because when you follow, you never know who or where they're going to lead you to. And when I'm saying, I don't like to be a follower. I like to be a leader, because I know that I can learn from that leader and be strong just like that leader. Or I want to probably have those very same traits that that leader has. Or I admire that leader for being the way that they are. You understand? And so followers just follow because they want to follow. They really are not there to learn. So, and if they are, they want to attain the same position that that leader has. You have to be a very good follower also. If you want to follow, follow for the right reasons. Follow because you can learn something from that person. Okay? I'm not saying that being a follower is all bad, but if you're just being a follower just to be like somebody else or trying to find approval, then that's being a bad follower. But if you are a follower that likes to learn from others and you want to aspire, and that leader aspires you to be one day a great leader just as them, then yes. Okay, whatever. You feel like I'm your leader. Well, then you have to be a greater leader than I am. Okay, Rodolfo? You have to be a greater leader than I am, because hopefully from this, you can learn. Also, Rodolfo, just because a man is watching doesn't mean that he cannot learn from a woman. He actually can. He can actually learn from a woman. And that's what men, men hang out with men, and then that's okay and all fine and dandy. But try to explore and try to think outside the box as well. And, some people just have this ego about them, yeah, I'm all it. And that's okay to have, it's good to be but to be like that. But what's not okay is that you have this ego. You have this ego where it's so big, and it's it's so big that you're blindsided by your ego. Is bad. It's okay to be, how would I say? It's okay to be, to have self-esteem. Okay, but I'm tired of using that word. It's not self-esteem, but you have self-confidence. Okay, self-confidence. It's okay to have self-confidence, and that's good. It's really is good to have self-confidence. But when you have an inflated ego and you think that, like I'm, I have it and you don't. That's what makes it really ugly. And no, it's not. It's not about that other person not having the same self confidence like you. It's just that we need to take it a little bit down. We need to take it a little bit down because, we understand that there are others that have a really good uh, self confidence and that they're really confident and they know who they are, they know what they want, and when they want it, they seek it and they look for it and I have no problem with that. Actually, I'm all 100% because probably the one who doesn't have that same self assurance or that self motivated confidence that others have, too, that they can learn from that person and learn to be just as better or probably the same, and aspire to be that, like it's okay, like if you admire, whether it's a man or a woman, if you admire that quality about them, it's okay to admire that. I admire a lot of people who have self-confidence, and I actually say, wow, like, do I wish to be like that? Yeah, absolutely. But I don't wish to be that person. I wish to have that self-confidence. I don't wish to be anyone. I don't wish to be anyone. I'm good as I am. And like I said before, I have become the person that I am because of how I am. I have struggled. I have done things in my life that have made me a very strong, and as a matter of fact, I'm very strong-willed. I have a very strong will. Like, I will not give up. I will not give up. I'm the kind of person that, that person can say, like, yeah, I don't know why she's doing it. She's not even good enough, or, I know she's not going to make it. I don't have to prove anything to anyone anyway. And I really don't care what anyone thinks because nobody supports me. Okay? Nobody pays my rent. Nobody. And if someone does, please knock on my door. Because I really can give two shits what anyone thinks. I am proud of myself. I'm proud of how and the person that I have become. Because I know that I have a story behind, all my struggles. And I personally talk about my problems because I want people to know that what you're going through, I probably went through, but you you can possibly, get through it. You understand? But yeah, it's okay to admire people. I admire a lot of people. And I've always said, wow, well, how did that person, and they tell me about their stories. And I say, wow, like, that's amazing, like, it's amazing. And sometimes I like hearing other people's stories. I really do. I like hearing other people's stories and how they became the person that they are today, and how they have achieved it with so much hard work. And the fact that they have achieved it and still have maintained themselves together. That's very admirable, you know? And it's not to say, like most people have said, that they have gone through many things and it has made them to be self-confident, and to build up self-confidence to the point where they don't need anyone's approval. And that's good. When you have come to that level in your life where you have self-confidence, and that is, that becomes so when the years already have passed by and you have lived a lot, and at a certain age you become that, where you no longer want to have any approval from any other person. You know something? God bless you. Nothing bad is going to happen. You have to believe that God is with you. If you don't do anything to anyone and you are not doing anything bad and you are not thinking anything bad against anyone, or you're not wanting bad to anyone, which is very horrible for anyone to even say that, to I want somebody dead, or I hate, or if you're not that kind of a person and you open yourself to be free and be in peace, then you have nothing to fear. You have nothing to fear because you know that you are in a place where you are at peace with yourself and with the person who ever did you wrong. You are at peace, you know? So yeah, Rodolfo, that's a very good thing that you say because I always want my viewers to feel safe. I always want this place, and even though it is YouTube, I always want my viewers to feel that they are in a safe haven. You know, always. I never want my viewers to feel like they're uncomfortable if they come viewing something that they don't like, that they have to leave and not express themselves on how they feel. If you feel that I don't have or I'm not on point on something, then guess what? That's okay. Because we are not all here to like what others say, and we're not always here to agree what others say. We all have our differences. We all are different in every way. That's why when you see our 5 fingers, and not all of us have 5 fingers, actually, some of us have 6. We don't all have the same imprint, and we don't all leave the same imprint when we leave. When we leave out of this world, we don't leave the same imprint. We don't actually. That's why we're so different, and God made us different. And I have, I'm not even religious. I'm not religious. I'm not religious. Okay. Actually, I am, and I'm going to say this because I shouldn't even be saying this, but I actually have a Buddha. Okay. I actually do. I actually have a Buddha. I know that some people here on YouTube are very religious. I respect people who are religious, and I respect their views. I respect what they believe in. Everyone has a different way of expressing how they feel towards God and religion. That's why I don't like talking about religion. But, however, in this point, since I am talking about God, I'm not saying that I don't believe in God, but I am not, I'm going to say it, I'm not how would I say it? I'm not a devout. Okay? I'm not a faithful devout. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry if I have offended anyone, and I'm not. But I do have a Buddha. I do have a Buddha in my home. I do believe in a spiritual being. I do respect God, even though sometimes I fight with God. And actually we do have a bit of arguments, but yes, I do. Exactly. I'm just me too. I don't hurt anyone. I have seen a lot of people who preach and they say believe in God, and God this, and read the Bible and this, and as the very same people who read the Bible, not all people now, not all people, I'm just saying some who actually read the Bible and are the worst people that you can ever meet. And yet you can meet a person who has a gazillion tattoos, for example, and is the best person that you can ever meet. Okay? Like I have a friend who is atheist. I won't mention any names. Atheist. And I like that person. I actually like that person. Because that person is not at all judgmental. Little did I know that this person is very, oh, you're not going to believe this, but this person is actually a very, very charitable person. And I'm not talking about money-wise. I'm talking about giving. And that person is actually likes to help other people. A Buddha. I will show you what a Buddha is. Let me see if okay, good. I can actually. A Buddha. I love Buddhas, and I love anything that is shine. I believe more in the chakra and the spiritual things and the chakra, the energy, and all of that. I believe in that. Most people are Muslim. Some people are whatever religion is. Look at my double chin. There's some people who are atheists, and some people, like what I'm saying. But here is my Buddha. And here's my cake. Look, oh my goodness. This is banana cake, people. Okay, so this is banana cake, people. Okay. Sorry. Banana cake. And Rodolfo, this is my Buddha. That's my Buddha right there. I don't know if you can see him, but that's my Buddha, and I rub his belly once in a while. Yeah. I really love my Buddha. He's a good guy. I love my Buddha. I love you, Buddha. What up, Buddha? What up? So that's my Buddha guy over here. He's my one and only guy. So yeah, and this is my banana cake that my friend Sharon made. It is so good. I didn't make it, but she's trying to make me to be a baker and a cooker, and I am, but I know how to make Latina food. I'm not very high. Like I'm a good cook though, but I am not like a baker. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not a baker. And this is the banana cake that she made for me. Oh, I wish that you can taste some of my banana cake because I tell you, it's delicious, people. It's delicious cake. And you want to taste them. Okay, look at this. It's very, very good. Yes, a little bit hard because, of course, it's not hot as it was before. So, wait a minute. No, obviously, past results don't. Sorry, guys, I put you in the dark. Cases, but who are you gonna call? Put my people in the dark. So, just took a little bit to show you people how delicious. It is so delicious, I tell you, man. I mean, it's good, Rodolfo, this cake. And I'm trying to learn how to make banana cake. I'm going to one day make cake. I said one day I'm going to dance, and I always dance, just like it has to be spontaneous. Everything with me has to be spontaneous. I don't like routine. I've always not liked routine. I always like to be spontaneous and non-predictable. Though in my conversations, I'm always talking about relationships probably, or how, this and that. But I talk about my experience, like my experience right now. It's so good. My pen fell. Oh, it's so good, guys. How good. Oh. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my conversation. I don't know how long I've been on here. Before I leave, what do you guys want to talk about? Let's see what I could talk about. What was new? I don't have anything new to talk about. ¿Mala? No soy mala. ¿Cómo voy a ser mala? ¿Cómo yo voy a ser mala si yo soy una persona tan buena? Mira mis perritos ahí. Me están mirando. Es el Kobe y el otro es Bentley. El Kobe está muy bravo porque quiere salir. El problema es que yo no puedo salir porque primeramente está muy, muy vientoso afuera. Está demasiado frío y me duele el cuerpo. Por eso que estaba yo en el médico. Porque tenía yo un dolor de cuerpo que no sé por qué me está doliendo tanto el cuerpo, pero me está doliendo. Tú sabes que es una buena idea hablar sobre las mujeres que no no hacen las otras mujeres sentir muy bien. Y ya yo veo que no hay gente hispana que están oyendo mi canal. Because you eat cake by yourself. Yes, claro que voy a comer cake by myself. If I had somebody here, I would probably share with you, but you live like a gazillion miles away. So, like, yeah. Like, the thing is, like, it's so weird. Like, I heard today something that's really true, and I think it was Trent Shelton who said it. Like, understand, people, not everyone is going to ride with you. There's some people who are going to stand behind you and some that are not, and this is true. Like, some people support you and then some people will not support what you say or do. And you know what? It really has to do with that what you attract many different viewers. Okay, like there are viewers on this YouTube that will go to a certain YouTube because they are attracted to that certain YouTube because of the content that they bring is very good content. Then you have another kind of audience that are attracted to the Bible, kind of YouTubers. And, there's some like, I don't even know what category I fall into. But the fact of the matter is that, yeah, I understand what he's saying about that you have circle of friends that will ride with you and some that are just pretending to be your friends and they're not really your friends. They just want your downfall. And yeah, this is true. I do believe that. But if you have a friend like that, I suggest that you stay away from that friend. You know what I mean? Because what good is it that you have a friend who is not supporting you in any kind of level? You know what I mean? Like, okay, and you actually know who the people are. I mean, you don't have to realize, you actually don't really have to realize who are actually with you just by the way that people on a daily, if they're with and behind on everything that you do, you actually know. And then you will actually know on who are the people that really are not into you and not really vibing you in a really kind of good way. And that, like certain people who actually have been with you through the good and the bad. And then those are the other kinds of people that are not into you and just want to tune into what you have to say. And that's okay too, as long as you don't, take out of context of what they're saying, which is true. Like, I view shows and okay, like some certain shows I won't view. And then there's some shows that I actually will view because I actually like them, because I truly like them. And, I try to make insight of what they are saying, and does it even make sense? But, I try to promote even if we're not on a friendly level, let's just say, I don't go that way. I don't go down that way. Like, if I knew that you were a friend, or I felt like probably there was ever a friendship, or, and all of a sudden it just is no longer a friendship, well, I try to keep it like business, like, okay, I'm just trying to promote their business. And then on another, I try not to get on even on a personal level with that person, because I know that that person really is not
down with me in any kind of way. So it's really hurtful when you wanted to be friends, and then all of a sudden it for some reason it was stripped. Even if by any means you had problems, personal problems, and it just became like you know they cut you off, and that's okay because people are on a wavelength, like, okay, I need to do my thing, and I can't wait on others to decide whether they want to succeed with me or not. And that's okay because everybody has a goal, and everybody has a mindset of how they want things to be going on a business level. And so, in order for you to achieve that, you have to maintain a certain kind of routine. Is not even a routine, but some kind of stability, so that things flow easily. You understand? And so people like that have people who set goals, who want a success in their business, have to have other people who think alike. I don't necessarily shy away from that, because if I'm your friend and I want you to succeed on whatever you want, I will stand behind you, like even if it's just to observe you, and not with a malicious intent to try to ruin what you have. So, and I'm no one to ruin anyone's success anyway. So I don't think I have that much power. And even if I had that much power, I don't think I can do that, because if I know you and I took an appreciation to you, and if I'm not down with you being happy, then in real, why were we even friends to begin with? But yeah, I've seen that a lot where, a lot of, very few people support their friends, because most people do not like you to rise and also shine. Okay. And some people actually envy that. They envy the fact that you're making it, and possibly, you know, would want to destroy that. And I can't see that, like a person doing that to the point where you want to destroy somebody's reputation, or you want to destroy. But also, in turn, it's like this: never try to keep a level of a reputation where you want to ruin another person or make that person look like they're, not well. Most narcissists will do that. Like, I always jump to one thing, but narcissists really are people who seek attention and want attention, and will seek it in a very malevolent way, all right, or malicious way, malevolent, whatever you want, but it's malicious, and they try to do it to make themselves look good and the other person look like they're an asshole. Okay, and so no, it's shouldn't be like that, because actually, if you're dealing with a narcissist and you are, knowing that narcissists tend to do that. They want to make themselves look like they are in the spotlight, and they want to take away other people's shines so that all the attention is on them. Since I have not been in a narcissistic relationship, I'm really not going to talk about narcissists because I have seen people who are narcissists though. I had a very good friend like years ago, and I do believe that she was a narcissist. And the attention always had to be on her, and you had to constantly tell her, you're so beautiful and you're so cute or whatever, she just wanted, like I said before, like validation, or she wanted that kind of attention because she knew she was that. And so the minute that the attention was on someone else, she tried to do things so that the attention would sway away from that other person. And so they're always pulling you to their direction so that they're always on the spotlight. But like I said before, I'm not really into the subject of narcissism because I've never been with somebody who is a narcissist. So I don't really want to get into that. But once I get into a relationship where I find a narcissist, I will let you know and talk fully about it. But anyway, guys, I don't know. I've been here too long talking blah 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 blah. Do you remember that when people used to talk, especially young kids, they use blah 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 blah. Yeah. Well, that's me. I'm just trying to be funny. I'm not really that funny. But anyway, I hope everyone has a good week. I came on here because I really wanted to talk about that. So don't leave. What am I going to talk about, Rodolfo? Let's see. I'm not in lack of not talking about anything. I just want to talk about something different that, makes good things. Like I want to talk about good things. Like I want to talk positive things. But I know that people out there want to touch on probably issues that I haven't even spoken about. I was going to talk about this guy, Jose Velez. He was murdered in the Bronx, and his wife saw her husband being shot in a car when they took I think their little baby to if I'm not mistaken, to a daycare, and a thug. I'm going to call him a thug. I think his name is Thomas Bowles. Came up to Velez and was arguing with him in his car, in Jose Velez's car, and they had a little bit of an argument, which blew out of proportion, and he, I guess, called in another friend, and that friend was the one who gave him the final blow to the head or wherever, and shot him in front of his wife. I think another YouTuber had mentioned that there's very little support on that case, and that people don't mention too much about other cases that have happened ever since the Junior case. And it's true that if you have a case that's really high profile, the attention will always steer away from other cases that are also have been through that. Have also, I say that too, hang them, that have been in similar, similar murders. But we only take to account Junior's murder because we saw it go viral, and because it was recorded on camera, and so that's why it has stuck with people, because it was shown how brutally he was murdered. And since this case is just as more important as Junior's case, and like I said before, many people chant justice for Junior, but we forget that Esaid Hoke also went through the same thing and was stabbed several times, and he lost a kidney. Now we have a Jose Velez, a hardworking man who was not in any kind of gang, and was married to his lady and has a baby girl, and was shot fatally in his car by two killers, by two suspects who are, you know, were caught, obviously, because they're so stupid that they got caught. They think that they're going to get away with it. But there is a court hearing for both these men. I, I have a video of it. I have a video. But I don't remember the court date. I don't remember. Oh, wait, I do. I have it here. Wait. I do it. I wrote it down. Guys, I wrote it down. I just forgot that I wrote it down. Wait a minute. And so he was speaking of, this YouTuber is right when he said that many people chant about how they want support. And I said that, how many people want support, and they want support. Okay, here it is. I wrote it down, and it's very hard for me to see because this light is really not good light. But anyway, I'll read it off. His name is the one who got shot, Jose Velez, married, a working man, like I said before. The guy who was arguing with Velez at that day is Thomas Bowles. And he took it upon himself that the stupid idiot called another idiot, which was his friend, and his name is, let me see if we can find his name, Michael Rodriguez. Okay, his name is Michael Rodriguez, and so they each have a court hearing. Okay, and so Bowles has a hearing on 12/6 of 2018, and it will be in the it will be oh goodness, it will be in the Bronx Supreme Court. Okay, Bronx Supreme Court, on the section, on H part 96, both of them. Okay, the second idiot, which is named Michael Rodriguez, his court hearing is going to be on 1/22 of 2019. Now, these may not be the correct dates because I was actually looking at the YouTuber and trying to write it down, and and tried to write it down fast because he was giving information, and he was only for a bit. He was for a little while on the on his page. He even said it, so he was only going to be there not for a very long time on his page, so I had to write it really fast. But here again, like I said, people chant justice for Junior, justice for Junior. And we have to realize that we need to not get off on the justice for Junior, but there are others who have lost a life. And though we have not seen it viral, there are other cases that are just as important. And so when we are chanting this, let's not forget to also, as we're chanting, to also support and actually go there to the court and actually show your support. Because you do nothing if you don't show up to something that you actually believe in. Like I said in my other video, I would go to Junior's court date, which will be on 10/25, and that will be in the Bronx court. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's going to be the same one. I could be wrong. But I'm just saying that if you really are going to show support on a cause that is, and something that you believe in, then do the whole thing. because, like, go all out and do it. Just don't go half-ass way of doing something and then just turn and say, well, nah, I don't want to do it. Because it could be for 1,000 and 1,000,000 reasons why you don't want to do it. But then again, you have to take into account that if you're going to chant justice for Junior, remember and keep in mind that it's just not for Junior. It's for all of those people that are living in the Bronx. It's for your children. It's for my children. It's for everyone's child and for every person. Well, people blow it up because it went viral. You understand? People will blow up the Junior case because it's viral. And many, many YouTubers don't want to speak out on the Junior case because of all that has been said, which in truth, I do agree. We don't really, and I know that Pix11 has made a Junior file, and that many of the people have come out and said that, that they saw what had happened to Junior, and that many, I think that is just on the speculation. What has been said about Junior that is not fact unless somebody was there, like Jason. Jason was with Junior that night, and he was the last person to see Junior that night. So I don't take to what Jason says as a speculation. I take it as a fact because he was with Junior the night that Junior got killed. So getting back to all the justice for Junior, that just keep in mind that when you are doing something like this and you are actually marching in silence for these victims, that keep in mind that we are doing this for our children, and we're also doing it for a future generation of children that will grow up in the Bronx, and that we don't want to continue to see death in our streets. We want our streets to be safe so that kids can come out and they can come back home and not be fearing of the streets, and parents also fearing that their child may never come back home, and that they may see them in a body bag or in a funeral home, which is very sad. I have you know that Jose Velez was a very young man, hardworking, was, like I said, not involved in any kind of gang activity. And it's so sad because, we see these crimes happening, but yet our very own fears is what keeps us from trying not to trying to move forward. You need to move forward, and we need to make stands, and we need to make movements in a quiet way so that we can be heard. Otherwise, if we're just going to leave it half-assed and not do anything about it, then nothing will happen and no change will come about. Remember that, when we make strides to make change, things happen. And as long as we keep the fight and keep it together, we need and we will be heard in a very mature way, and these silent marches or silent walks are not for people to make movements to kill one another. It's actually to make peace and to at least decrease crime activity in the Bronx. We have to steer into making it and dissolving the gangs, because they're just destroying young lives that have not yet been living, and it's a shame. We won't have a youth. We won't have a youth anymore. We all we're going to see are just gangs and gangs of kids being shot down or macheted to death, because we are in such a fear of going out there and making a difference, And so don't make chance. If you really have fear, don't do that, because then what happens is that, nothing will be about that. Nothing will come out of it. And so, fear is what sets us back, and it limits us to making progression. And sometimes we need to fight that fear so that we can make progression. Okay? We really do need that. I urge you to stand by also this young man's court date, because after all, the wife saw her husband being shot to death, and that father will never see his baby girl grow up. Won't get to see her prom, graduate high school, or even graduate kindergarten. You understand what I'm trying to say? And so, it's a shame that that life was taken away so young, and a hardworking man, a family man who was supporting his wife and his little baby girl, just to be shot down and killed in a very brutal way by two idiots, like that YouTuber said, by two idiots that had nothing better else to do, probably were bored, and they decided, well, let's pick a fight with him just because, That's wrong. That is just so disgusting how not just in New York, but in other cities too, in other states as well, where really I truly believe the death penalty should be applied to those who killed youths or other crimes that are so horrific. Should be really these people should really be in prison for the rest of their days. And so we need to really, focus our attentions not just on the Junior case, but in other cases too, and realize that it's still happening. Another Junior may be killed, and we may not express it like we are expressing it now because we saw it go viral. But I have you know that it has not died down. Okay, it has not died down. It will continue to be the way that it is, the same, until we make a difference and stand up to these criminals, And I'm not talking about revenge. I'm not talking about killers killing and you killing the killers. We need to let the system do that, even though sometimes the system doesn't do a good job of it. But we have to also believe that, these criminals are not going to be set free. So really, and like the Chris Watts also, that's another thing that people are giving so much, how would you say, so much input. Okay, let's just put it like that, because sometimes I'm here online, I'm trying to look for words, and all of a sudden they just go away. They try to put their input, or they try to put their 2 cents, or try to make good, like he was a good man, a good father, why did this happen, I do feel like he's getting the all kind of wrong publicity, and shouldn't even get any kind of publicity, but yet he is. Yeah, it's very stupid. People are very stupid. They give publicity, and and they publicize, and they actually making him look almost like a celebrity killer. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's getting all this attention, and it's the wrong kind of attention. You don't want to give attention to a killer who has killed children and who has killed his wife. So they are trying now, since he has gotten so much publicity and so much viewers, and that's what they want. They want you to focus on the good that side that he has, and so they'll make up anything so that those viewers can, can stay and stick around, so that they'll have the excuse of making it look like he was totally innocent, you know? And no, I mean, I may not be talking facts here, okay? The fact of the matter is what I see, this guy, he's all like, you know, all smiley and, what is this? It's like, and I heard about the plunder deal with another YouTuber, and that too is like they give all this attention, and they try, and another thing too, they try to, again, it's amazing how society is, how they bash women, and that's what I'm talking about. Women bashing other women, because this is what is the norm and the common thing to do. When you go around bashing another woman and you don't give a shit of how that person was in life, and you just make up stories or whatever, or, you try to show a side that this is why this happened, when in fact you don't know anything of what really went on. It's not really a fact, it's just something that we are just assuming that happened, but it's not really factual. Pues sí lo han hecho. Han hecho una maldita película, y Telemundo hecho, yeah, he's talking about the truth. That's fact too. About that they made a junior, it's like a junior mini series. But talking about bashing, I'm going to get into that. That's very good what you said. Bashing this poor woman who got killed by her husband. So he's getting all this praise and, like camera snaps. Like I've seen pictures of him smiling and this and that, and why this happened and this and that. And, don't bash that woman because of the way, and again, because of the way she looked. I saw a piece of some clips of her, and, it's like, I can't do that. I can't sit and watch somebody who's been murdered, and and you're just sitting there and just bashing this person because you don't know them even on a personal, and even if you did know her on a personal level, shit, you should at least have respect for the dead. Have respect for the dead. Have respect, man, because that shows what kind of person you are, that you really are into, somebody's death, and actually, are making it by their death. And it's true. I mean, I have talked about Junior, but I have felt that death. But talking about Junior, just to get a little bit off of that Chris Watts. But yes, they made it's kind of stupid because not even the characters even are not looking, they don't even look like let's say Lysandra, or the kid doesn't even look like Junior. And so they have made this stupid, I'm going to say stupid because it is stupid, because it's like only 4 months that kid has. Okay, he died in June, July, August, September, October. Okay, it's going to be 4 months, okay? It's going to be 4 months, sorry. And they're already making a mini series of what happened to Junior. You know what I mean? And Junior didn't live a long enough life to even make a mini series of him. You understand? And to actually relive I don't know how people can actually sit there and watch over and over again of what happened to this poor child. It's like everybody has gained something from this boy's death. And it's such a shame. It's like, how disgusting is that you go and sit down and actually, relive everything that had happened. It's like, that's not human. That's really actually not normal. You understand? It's not normal to be like that. But what it's also is so ridiculously stupid is that you're making a mini series out of a boy who didn't even live his life. He was just 15. What can you possibly talk about a 15-year-old? Because you're not going to talk about that he was in a freaking damn gang, in a gang, because you can clearly see how innocent that boy was. And then, to even make up even stories about Junior is like, it's so unfair. He's not even living to even defend himself for what happened to him. You understand? So anyway, that's what like, yeah, I agree with you, Rodolfo, on that. I mean, they did a stupid miniseries in Telemundo or Telemundo, I think it was Televisión or something like that. I'm like, what in the world are these people doing? But they did it. And I'm almost frightened to even find out who is behind that miniseries. Who created that miniseries? Who's producing that miniseries? I would really like to know. I really would like to know. That's a very good thing because I don't know who idea it was to actually make a miniseries of Junior's death, and how are they actually profiting over that situation. But I would like to know who is the person behind the miniseries. If any YouTuber out there is Curious George and can find out, because I know a lot of you have a lot of connections, that would be incredibly awesome to even shout out the name. It's such a shame that people have, because of fame, they do certain things to get fame, and they have to do it over some poor kid's short-lived life. And so, yeah, I would really like to know who is behind that miniseries, who created that miniseries, and yeah, it would be very interesting. ¿Tú sabes por qué? Hay muchos niños inocentes porque tú y yo sabemos que hay parientes que no están muy pendientes a sus hijos y las actividades que ellos hacen afuera de la casa. Sorry, Kobe. Algunas veces uno piensa que tiene sus hijos bien, ¿entiende? En la casa, o lo tiene, tú sabes, asegurado en la casa. Y algunas veces, lamentablemente, hay otros, porque estos fueron hombres que le hicieron esto a Junior, pero hay otros muchachos que son mucho más sabios y saben más de la vida y cómo manipular a un niño como Junior. Entonces, cuando tú sabes manipular y sabes, it's almost like comerle el cerebro. Y yo creo que eso es lo que le pasó a Junior, que él pensó que lo que él estaba involucrado o lo que le iba a pasar a él, no pensó que le iba a pasar, ¿entiendes? No pensó que le iba a pasar. Y entonces, ni la madre lo dijo. Ella no pensó que le iba a pasar. So Rodolfo's telling me in Spanish why some innocent kids get killed and nobody blows up these people. Why don't they just, get rid of them? It's unfortunate that it had to happen to a 15-year-old, like I said, because probably, some kids are brainwashed. And when I'm saying about brainwashed, or probably they manipulate them to thinking that this is the way to go. This is the way that you should go and join the gang because, you're going to live a better, or probably, they probably told him, you could probably give your mother money, and live a better life than you are living right now. And so Junior, and just like Esaid Hoke, Esaid Hoke, Esaid was, I think, the same way. They didn't know what they were getting themselves into. 15-year-olds do shit that then they will regret later because they don't know what they're gonna get themselves into. And I think that's what happened to Junior. He didn't know what he got himself into until he saw what truly happened. And it was not strangers. It's not like he didn't actually know, probably who these people were or these men, is that he didn't expect, because I truly believe that he knew some of them. And some, I'm not saying all, but I truly believe that maybe he got in contact with some of them, and those some, he didn't believe that they would betray him. You understand? And so you believe in certain things until you actually see it and then are surprised that they're doing something to you. You understand? And so that's why today, I'm talking about today, there's no such thing as a friend. Be careful of your circle. Be careful of the people that you call friends, because not all your friends. Why, Rodolfo, they don't blow up these people that have murdered children, not just Junior? Because the system, and like I said it before, the system is not for the innocent. The system is for the killers. Why do I say that? Because the system itself is politics. They need murders. They need people to kill, because if you have a whole town, they won't, that, okay, the town is not having no murders and actually the crime has decreased. There's a problem. There are no jobs. Okay? Then we have the insurance company that needs to fill those lots, those mausoleums, those cremations. And it's all a politics, because if you don't have death, you don't have insurance making money, and you definitely don't have politicians working. And what I'm trying to say is that politics is a dirty game. Some politicians know how to play it right and dirty, and some of them are just, they get caught, okay? So, I don't want to get into politics, because politics is not my thing, but it's just a dirty, crooked shit that, is not really in favor of the victim. So if you are actually murdered and killed, probably your killer will not get life in prison, and they will get bail, just like Jose Muniz got bail. Yet they knew that he had killed 3 previously to Junior's death. Okay? So they knew it. It's not like, and he was out on bail or on probation or whatever you want to call it, but he was out on the streets. And they knew what they were about to let go was a criminal. They know. Because if you have been there like 1 or 2 times and you have done criminal acts and activity, or, you are involved in criminal activity or in criminal gangs or violence, and you have been charged for it and you are let go for it, then what they want is to have business, and they need for that business to keep on going. Otherwise, who's going to fill in the jail? Who's going to fill in the prisons? Who's going to fill in the Riker Island? You understand? They need a system. The system is criminals. The criminals do the crime, and they possibly, if you give them a good amount of money, probably won't do the time. Just like If you have molesters like Weinstein, and I don't care what anybody says, he got the fucking money. He's gonna fucking walk because he's got the money. And so you got a lot of fucking crooked people inside the judicial system. You got a lot of crooked people. And some of them are paid under the table, and they will fix it so that you do not get time. Mostly, I know that what I'm about to say is going to piss a lot of people off. Mostly is because you're freaking white and are a privileged white person. And I know that I'm going to get a lot of flack for it, or probably will lose a lot of subscribers. But if you're a black man and you have committed a crime, most likely he's going to be in prison for a long time, unless he's got good fucking money to actually get out and escape Rikers Island. And let me tell you, you got to have a lot of money. And Weinstein is that kind of person. Now, I do believe that Weinstein will never have a job again. I do believe that possibly, if they have enough brains, will never hire Weinstein to ever make another movie ever again. Or whatever, if he was a producer or a filmer or whatever. I hope he never, ever gets a job in Hollywood ever again. Because they did not favor the victim. They favored the criminal. And why? Because not enough evidence, the evidence was tampered with, which was exactly what they wanted, and they got it. They had to say that it was tampered with. You understand? So no evidence could ever be found against him. Okay? But we don't want to go into the Bill Cosby shit, because he's in jail for 3 to 9 years, I guess, or 3 to 10 years. And I don't see him getting out on bail. And I didn't see that he got it easy as Weinstein. But we're not going to get into that, because then it's going to be a whole different shit. And people going to say, well, yeah, he had 20 women, and he drugged them and this and okay, that's all fine and dandy. But however, possibly Bill Cosby, who has been an actor, and of course we all know him by Dr. Hustable, and in the reruns, and him getting the residuals, and him making commercials, and blah 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 blah, and him going on and doing comedy skits and or whatever comedy shows, or into whatever it is, he obviously didn't get the same treatment. Okay. But here's a woman who was claiming that Weinstein did this and this and others also, but the evidence was tampered with. Go figure, okay? So I'm not even gonna mention on the Weinstein and Cosby shit, because then it's just gonna become a big snowball, and I don't think I'll be able to handle it. I'm gonna be honestly truthful with you. I don't think I'll be able to handle it, because like I said, I get very emotional, and so I don't want to be getting too friggin' emotional over stuff like that. But like I said, however, on the Junior case, I think that people just should not stand up just for Junior. I think that if you're going to make really the justice for Junior, it should be for every young man and every young woman and every girl and boy who lives in the Bronx who fears for their life that this can possibly happen again. So, okay. So now that I'm finished with that, okay, and Rodolfo, thank you so much. I hope that I have made my listeners listen and not, shoo them away, because I don't want my viewers to go away. But this is how I feel personally, and it's not everyone's view. Okay, it's not everyone's view and viewpoint. It's not everybody who thinks like that, and some people will stand up, and say, well, look, this is how I feel and this is how I look at it, and I think that I disagree with what you have said, and that's okay as long as we're respectful on this page. But yes, I mean, you're allowed to make your comments and allowed to do it in a fashion that it won't hurt anyone. People may not agree on what I have said. And if you have And if you do not agree with what I say, please leave your comment under the comment page and tell me how you feel. ¿Qué carajo uno de mis hijos y que mataron para yo serme famoso, celebrity? See, eso también, I think that, oh, today, by the way, people, I forgot to tell you, news. Junior's sister has a birthday today. Genesis' birthday is today. La hermana de Junior cumplió año hoy. Genesis was seen on Facebook today. Not her personally, but she put a video of Junior, and he was wearing a white shirt and a white t-shirt, and you can tell by the way that kid walked that he knew nothing. He was just starting out life, and he was not even aware of his of anything. But going back, she has a birthday today, and about being famous and about parents making themselves famous for the death of their children. I don't think Lysandra, Junior's mom, wants to make herself famous. I think that I feel so sorry for her and sympathize that with her in regards to Junior's death, and that it's each day it's going to be very hard in these couple of months for her not to be with her son. We have to remember that Junior is going to have a birthday, his birthday soon. His birthday is in November. I don't know what date, but his birthday is soon to come, and she is not going to. He will be 16 years old. He would have been 16 years old. Sorry. And the fact of the matter is that she's not going to see her son have a birthday, and she's not going to have Junior beside her. And so these moments right now for her are very difficult. I don't think that Lysandra is wanting to make herself famous. I am very happy that Genesis came out and made a video of her brother and remembrance of her brother in her birthday today. That was very sweet of her. Manny is a character, and I truly believe that Manny does mean no harm. He's very eccentric young man who really is not lying in what he's saying. And what I was talking about is has expressed his thoughts on people who are making money out of his brother's death. And so in some points, you may think to yourself, well, Manny, you're doing the same thing. You're talking, but you have to know that this is his brother. Okay. So, all right. Like you're that's his brother, but he shouldn't be making videos about his brother, or taking money from his brother. I don't know if Manny is being paid in actuality for his brother's death. I do know that he had in the last video that he had on Instagram about the DA and about the courts and about the witnesses, and we all know that. I don't think that he wants to profit out of it. I just do think that he does love the attention. He just made an interview with a Spanish channel, and I don't know what channel it was, and he made an interview about it. And I don't know if this video was made a couple of weeks ago or days ago, or it was made like during Junior's recent death. Okay, so he's doing an interview, and he's showing the reporter on the the mural and also the bodega, how its life has continued without Junior, and how everything has remained the same. So everything has remained the same. And so it's a shame that, he loves the attention. I do feel that he's very eccentric in the things that he does. and that he really does love the attention. But I don't think that he is getting money for any kind of interview that he has with the media. That's how I feel. But again, you can leave your comments on the comment section and tell me how you feel. Because most people may not think that. Most people may think, well, no, I don't think that you're correct in this again. And we have to make it straight, Maria, that, that what he is doing is trying to, yes, profit from Junior's death, regardless if that's his brother. And I also don't think that Genesis is another one who is trying to profit out of her brother's death. I truly believe that Genesis has felt Junior's death since he was hanging out with his bigger and older sister. I do believe that they were very close, and that I felt like she showing the video of her brother was so touching and moving to me on Instagram. It was very moving. And so I want to say a very big shout out to my 16th subscriber, Meg. I am so happy, Meg, that you tuned in into my channel. And I hope that you continue to view my channel, as well as my other viewers out there who never show their faces. But do please continue, if you want, to subscribe to my channel and like my channel and like the content that I give you, and that you are happy with what I say. And even when you're not happy with what I say, it's okay, because you can comment, and you always have the you will always have the the space and the liberty and to feel free to comment whenever you want. And so they both making money, especially Foundation. Yeah, they cut that off actually about the foundation, and I do believe that Lysandra didn't know about the foundation that was created. Now, I do know that one commenter on YouTube did say that when Manny went on live talking about the case and about what's that guy, Cruz, and about Sosa, when Manny went on Instagram to talk about it, she did tell Manny, her son, to take it down. She did, one commenter said that she did say, and she requested that her son take that particular video down. She didn't want to see that video up, and that she requested that her son take that video down immediately. So I don't know if the video is still on. I do know that I tried to put the link on that video, a specific video, when it came out, so that everyone could see what Manny had said, because many who saw the video, some of them wanted some translation, and so many of the Latinos came out and translated to many of the our English-speaking people who wanted to really know what Manny was saying, and what the video pertained to. And of course, we all know that it was about the case and Junior's case, and about Cruz, and about Sosa. So Lysandra did say to please take down the video, and I believe that he did. But also a video went up that he made an interview with a Spanish channel, and he was, they were asking him questions. I think that the questions that they were asking were about him and not about Junior, and about what kind of person he is, and what he's doing in his, what he has done, in his life. And I think it really it pertained to him. And not about Junior. I don't think that the interview was made in regards to Junior, and about the case, and about Junior. So anyway, foundations, that's what I was going to say. About the foundations, I think that many of the foundations that were created on Justice for Junior, I think there's only one, I don't know, I'm not sure, but I think are the ones that probably Lysandra approved of. And many of those fake accounts have been, I believe, shut down, and they are not taking any kind of monetary uh, regarding those accounts. So I think that's what happened. I believe that's what happened. This is not fact. So you would want maybe to look into that with other YouTubers who have more experience than I do, because I don't want to get shot down and say, well, she reported something that was incorrect. Okay, so there you go. Yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram also, I'm also under Mawipa. Okay, and you can still follow me tomorrow and with live Maria's World. I keep saying that. It's not live Maria's, that's what it used to be. It's live with Maria. I keep saying live Maria's World. It's live with Maria, live with Maria, live with Maria. And so follow me on Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you may do so. But if you want to follow me on Facebook, you can also follow me on Facebook. But, it's not really necessary because I'm usually here. I really like YouTube a lot. YouTube is about the only channel or the only site that I have seen. It doesn't glitch. It doesn't give you bad recordings. It doesn't give you bad audio. So yeah, like I'm gonna be moving my show Live with Maria here on YouTube, just simply because I just want to get off of Facebook. I feel that Facebook, you have to, be careful of what you do, and not that YouTube is very strict. You have to be actually very careful in what you say here and what you do. They will, lock your account if you don't meet their requirements. So I ought to know. So because I did it innocently, I didn't know, and so I did it not knowing. But when they gave me the rules and restrictions of what and not to do on YouTube, I didn't do it again. So because I don't want my account to be locked down. But yeah, I actually like YouTube, and you know, they're not giving. I really like it because there are a lot of here in this community of YouTube. The people seem so like real, and they don't like to be messed with. Like they don't like false information, and they generally they like to give the correct information, and they don't want the people to be misinformed, and or follow the news, and the news giving them misinformation and being lied to. I stand for that. I stand for the truth. I stand for loyalty also, because you have to have good content, but also you have to give the people here some kind of good content and good material, so that they follow you, and they view your content. But also, I like it because many of the people that are in this site are not people who are trying to find, flashy. They don't look flashy, all made up or dollied up, or, men. You just do your shit, you do it, and that's it. And to try to have facts and back up the shit that you say is what I like. Okay, so yeah, I gotta leave because I've already been here, and my dog is already crying. Rodolfo, he's already crying, and so yeah, and so I need to leave because he's already crying, and so I don't want my dog to be crying. But if you like my video, and you like what I do and so forth, and remember that when you subscribe, ring a ding ding if you want to hear and keep up to what I have to say. And even when I hear the ring a ding ding, I'll try to give you good content, and I'll always talk about, basically, if you want me to talk about a certain subject that we all can relate to, and even if we can't relate to it, and you have something that you want to talk about, and and you want me to talk about it, and you think that maybe, you can get a good suggestion or advice, or, just talk, you know, we could do that, Like I said, thank you to Meg. I've been mentioning her because I've been so happy today. I've been very happy today in regards to me having a 16 subscriber. So moving up. I'm actually moving up. I'm not moving down. So I want to stay there with just 16 subscribers, like yay, yay, yay. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you want to subscribe, and remember, ring that bell. You can ring my bell, ding a. You can ring my bell, ding a ling a ling. You can ring my bell, you can ring my bell, ring a ling a ling, ding a ding. You can ring my bell, you can ring my bell, ring it, ding a ling. Okay, now this singing, I got an idea from Go Lightly. She's always singing on her site. Now, I'm doing it, yeah, because I actually think it's a really good idea to break the ice. And she actually breaks the ice on many levels. I really love that lady. And Erica Fuller, she's always so outrageously gorgeous. Like, she's always wearing different makeup and different wigs, and she's like dollar store and this, she's very into dollar store, and that's actually really cool because I go to the dollar store. But I'm not as eccentric, or it's just me, boring old me with a bun up in my hair, like that. But yeah, like Miss Golightly, she's got like freaking like 1,000 million people on her views. But I personally love Golightly. She's got this very contagious personality, and she's got this very contagious laugh, and she's just a really light of beam that she's just like a beam of light. You go into her home, and she actually makes you feel like she's welcoming you into her home. It's like a really strange euphoric almost kind of feeling. That's the way I feel. Okay, euphoric is like, you feel like you're actually into something, but it's visible to you, but yet not visible, because you're in it and engaging into her home. You understand? Like, you can really engage yourself with her life, because she makes it like, okay, she's eating and this, and actually you have to have a gift for that. Like, most people don't have that gift. I don't have that gift. I mean, I can speak on some subjects, but I don't think that like, if I have like one viewer, I don't think that I am as engaging as the next, and so some people have to actually learn how to speak to their audience. I don't know how to speak to my audience. Sure, I curse. I'm from New York, so what do you expect? But I am not in that kind of level, and not everyone is going to be in that kind of thing. Like, most people do their videos, their live videos behind the scenes, and they put like videos and stuff like that, and that's how they engage with their audiences. And then you have Go Lightly, who's boom, boom, boom. She's like, she makes her audience really stay, like she makes them listen. And her thing, her movements, her thing, her whole way of her personality is just like, she really has a very catchy way of doing things. So yeah, like, I really think that she's one of those people that just can, people can just sit down and just like that. Because that's what I do. And normally I will say something on her comment and she's like, just making this face like, not just my comment, but and for any other, but if she feels like, okay, I don't really need to answer to that. And that's what I like about her. She doesn't answer. And like, I asked her like twice. And like I said, oh shit, I'm going to stop asking her because she's like, she's not going to answer me. So I stopped completely and just like, and then I'll ask her another question and then she'll actually answer to that question, and it's not really a question. It's something like, oh, that person was nasty. And then she'll say, oh yes, it was nasty, like that. But Colby, I'm going to take you out, okay? I'm not really going to take you out. I'm not really supposed to be going out, but considering that you don't want to do what you have to do, I'm talking to my dog right now. Yeah, if you see black rings under my eyes, it's because I'm really actually not feeling well. So, yeah, like she really is, makes her audience really like absorb what she is saying and just like it's all out, like another one is Brittany Chanel. Now, Brittany Chanel, I haven't been into her live in a while because I've been busy, and she's really thorough in the information that she gives out. Like, I really like Brittany Chanel, and she actually brings topics that are so interesting. And she also brings it into a level like, you got to stay classy on her page. It's like she's really like, like classy and shit. And she's actually, like, she's very beautiful to look at. She's very, very beautiful. And Go Lightly too is very beautiful people to look at. And then you have Erica, who is very, and she may not think this, but she's very eccentric, like, wow, she's like, she outdoes herself, she outdoes herself and she's like relaxing like Cleopatra. And she's like, that's exactly what she looks. She looks like a Cleopatra. And she's, she just changes her looks all the time. And it is so entertaining. Not entertaining in the way that, no, that's not what I mean. It's entertaining in the sense that she knows how to bring about her audience in that way. And so everyone has a way of, I know I already have your number, Rodolfo, I have your number. I'm not moving anywhere. María, si una amiga no quiere sexo, ¿es porque ella está mirando a otros? ¿Tú me entiendes? Sí, yo te entiendo. Si una amiga no quiere tener sexo contigo y está mirando, es porque está mirando a otro, no necesariamente. That's not necessarily true. If you have a friend who does not want sex, okay, and is looking at another, it's not necessarily true. Maybe perhaps that you may, Kobe, please. Kobe. Okay. Kobe. Okay, go ahead, mijo, eat. Don't cry. Eat, baby. So, like, that may not be true. That doesn't necessarily mean that she's looking at another. Most women want to take their time, okay? And most women are not out there to have sex. They really truly want a meaningful relationship, and they're looking for somebody who is not going too fast. Many times women want to take their time, just as men do also. They want to take time to get to know you on an intellectual level. And so I can understand men. Men are not like women, and they're not built like women. Like, women can hold off. Women can, excuse me, women can actually hold off on sex because we are built that way. Now, men, and I can understand when men say, well, look, I get blue balls if I don't have sex. Or, a woman holds out on sex, and I can totally understand it, especially if he is attracted to the woman. Normally, a man would want to have sex with an attractive woman, and so if she rings his
rings his bell. Okay, let's just put it like that. And he's tickled to death. He's tickled to death for her. Then, he would want sex. But like I said, most women can hold out because we're built like that, and men cannot because they're men. Okay, and and when a man is actually attracted to a woman and really attracted to her, you can actually notice it, because his penis starts going up. Okay, and so for a woman, women can actually fake an orgasm. They can fake an orgasm, as well as they can hold on and not have sex for long periods of time. But it doesn't necessarily mean that she's interested in another man or seeing another man. If she's not, and maybe perhaps you may not be her type. That can happen. That happened to me. Like I have had men who like me, but I'm not necessarily really, not that I'm going to say to them, look, you're not my type and get out of here. No, because I can still be friends with you and yet tell you, look, well, I'm not attracted to you on a level of a boyfriend or, when we say boyfriend and girlfriend, I think of young kids. I'm not in a level where I want to have a relationship with you. And so I really don't, I particularly, personally, me, I don't go about in trying to string along a person if I know that I'm not going to have any kind of closeness or build a relationship with them. So women basically, and I hate using basically, it's not very good in conversation, but normally women don't want sex too fast, unless you're the kind of woman who just only wants sex and that's it, just sex and that's it. You don't want anything else but sex. And you will find women like that. Doesn't mean that she's a hoe or a slut or that she doesn't value her self-worth. It's just that probably, like men, women have needs as well. But in your question, Rodolfo does not indicate that she is looking at another man. It possibly can be that you may not be her type and what she's looking for. Two, she may not want to move so fast, and she wants to get to know you. So there could be many other things that she could be thinking. And since I'm not her, I can't jump into the conclusion that, it could possibly be that maybe you're not her type or you're not the kind of man that she's looking for. Maybe she's looking for a particular kind of man, and maybe you are not meeting those particular qualities that she's looking for. Not that that has nothing to do with you. It's just like, I'll get to know you, and okay, well, you're not my type. It's just like if I like, for example, if I like basketball, which I do, and the other person likes, I don't know, hockey, okay? Okay, I'm not a hockey fan, I'm just saying. You have to be compatible in order for a person also to have a relationship with you. Many of the times you don't have to be compatible, and just by the way you speak and carry yourself, they like you, so it has to, many of the times when you're dating, it has to do with so many other factors that it has nothing to do with looks. It's just that some people are, want more than just what you're willing to offer them. Okay, so it really I don't think it has to do with you
directly. I think that is just her, and possibly she may not even want sex at this very moment. So you have to give it a chance. And also, Rodolfo, don't focus yourself on just one woman. Go out there, meet women, go out, go out there and just, mingle with other people. Sometimes we feel lonely because we make ourselves lonely. You understand? Try not to make yourself lonely, and also try not to feel sorry for yourself. There are things that you can do to better your way of living and the quality of the way you're living. And not necessarily, I'm not talking about material stuff, but you probably have a lot of material stuff, and you probably have a great house or a great apartment, and you probably live very happy in it. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, socially. Regardless if you're a shy person, go out to the places where you feel comfortable, or you feel that maybe possibly you can have an interaction with women, but try to go out. Doesn't mean that you have to find friends right away, but try to find, when you go out, try to make conversation, and try not to expect too much from others. Okay? Try to take it one day at a time, because that's sometimes how people work. They want to take it one step at a time. And if you feel uncomfortable, like in the way that that person is expressing themselves, or they probably want to go too fast, you just tell them, look, I just want to go slow. I want to go slow. I don't want to go fast. Well, no, I don't think they ignore you. I am not ignoring you, but I don't think that they're ignoring you. I think that it has to do with you, that you are feeling that they are ignoring you, and you are taking it like it's about you. And it's not about you. How and why would they ignore you? You have to ask yourself this question. Why is that? If that person doesn't know you on a personal level, why are they ignoring you? Did you do something to that person to make them ignore you? Did you say something inappropriate to that person to ignore you? Did you in any kind of way try to make that person feel uncomfortable for them to ignore you? If those questions are yes, then you need to look inside of you and probably approach people in a different way, regardless if they're men or women, because what you want to do is, make friends. I mean, you don't want to make friends. What you want to do is, to be surrounded by good people, and find out, about others. No, not all women ignore you. That's not true, Rodolfo. Don't say that all women ignore you. I'm not going to accept that answer. Like, all women ignore you? No, I don't. How did you get your wife? Are you just making up that you were married? How did you meet your wife? Because I know that you have a. Will you please get off my? Oh, Toby, wait, baby. Wait, okay. He's just crying over here because he just wants to go out. I can't go out because my body's killing me. But Rodolfo, how did you meet your wife? Did she ignore you? Because I know that you have a grandson. I know that because I've seen your beautiful grandson. Oh, I've seen your beautiful grandson online. I mean, on Facebook. So I know that you're not being ignored. And if I call you out, you're not going to like it. I see a lot of girls there on your profile. So I know you're not being ignored. You're just giving me a whole lot of BS. And I know that you're not being ignored. So you probably are telling me this so I can get on a subject. Okay, so if you're being ignored, to anyone who's being ignored out there, you're possibly are doing something that is turning people off, to making them
want to ignore you, you know? So if you are being ignored, possibly is because you have either, conversations that are making it uncomfortable for the other person, or you're just giving out vibes that that person is not digging you in that way. So, like, have I ever been, I've been ignored, but not ignored in the sense like, like they don't like me. I have been ignored, like way back, when I want to make a point across, and then I'm ignored, like, I'm not going to listen to you, and they just ignore me because they feel like my point is not valid. Wait a minute. Okay, I know that Facebook is fake. I didn't ask you that. I didn't ask you that. Okay, I didn't ask you that. My question to you is, how did you meet your wife? Because you're telling me that every woman ignores you. That's not true. And not everyone is your friend on Facebook. And that is true. That you got a lot of fake people, that's true. But that all the people in there ignore you, that's not true. That's not true. So how did you meet? And see, you're not even answering my question. How did you meet your wife? How did she ignore you? You have children, so she couldn't have ignored you. You must have been a very good man for her to marry you. Okay? So what I'm trying to get at is that you feel this way now. You understand? You feel this way now because you feel like you're in a place that you see that people are ignoring you, but that may not be true. Okay? So what you're seeing is possibly not true. It's not because they're ignoring you. How do you know? First of all, how do you know that they're ignoring you? Okay? How do you know that they're ignoring you? Are they not answering your questions? Or when you talk to them, do they even respond to what you're asking them? When you tell them, if you make conversation and they're just not tuning into what you're saying and they're just tuning you out, that's ignoring. Because I'm not ignoring you. I just feel like you feel too sorry for yourself. Like you're feeling sorry for yourself, and you really don't want to make the effort probably to go out there and see other people. You need to go out there and see other people because they don't like you. Well, you don't know that. How do you know that they don't like you? How do you know that they don't like you? No, you're not even answering my question. You're not answering my question. Meaning you don't want to answer my question. Okay. That's okay too that you don't want to answer my question. But to say that they're ignoring you is not true. That they don't like you is not true. Because you have people on Facebook, you have your grandson that you take pictures of. When you speak on Facebook, it's not even you don't even sound like a person who's being ignored, is what I'm trying to say. So, like to say that you're being ignored, that is not so. How did you meet your wife? Because you're saying that everyone ignores you, that women ignore you. How did you meet your wife then? How did you meet your wife? Oh, good God. These dogs. My dogs are being so bad. Look at that. They're baddies. You know what it is? That my dogs are so used to attention. I give them so much attention. I play with them. I give them the attention that they need, and they want more attention. Now, what dog doesn't want that? And so, since I'm not feeling well, they want to go out, and I can understand that, but I have like a little section for them so they can do what they have to do, and I throw it away. But like my house is not a bad looking house. It's just like I have a little spot for them where they can do what they have to do, and then I take it outside. But that's not the issue here is but I'm just saying why they're acting the way that they're acting. But yeah, I love my dogs, even if they're a pain in the booty. Look at that, he's so cute. What's the matter, my baby? ¿Qué le pasa a mi Bonnie? ¿Qué le pasa a mi bebé tan lindo? ¿Qué le pasa a mi lindo niño? Sí, mijo, no, mijo, no. No, mi amor. Ya. Ya, mi hijo, ya. No, no sufre ya, mi amor. Ya, ya. Ya, ¿qué pasó, mi bebé? Es de mi niño bonito al lado. Es de mi niño bonito que mami quiere. Now it's your older evil sister. Now, how evil can she be? Rodolfo, please. I mean, that's not even the question, Rodolfo. What does your evil sister have to do with this? When I'm asking you a question is, hello, how did you meet your wife? Because you're saying that people ignore you. Okay, and if you have an evil sister, then you shouldn't, don't, look, Rodolfo, if you have an evil sister, then don't deal with her. That's all. You don't deal with people who talk bad about you. Even if it is your family, you don't give people permission to talk bad about you. And you don't give permission to people to walk all over you. You don't give people permission to do what they want with you. And if you don't stand up for yourself, people are going to say things about you, and they're going to do things to you simply because you give them permission to do it. You are allowing people to do things to you that you shouldn't let them do to you. But also, in response to that, and another flip side, I don't know your sister, and I don't know if she really is evil. You understand? You're just saying, you're saying it because, you're probably angry, but I don't know if she's really truly evil. Yes, how did? Yeah, I didn't want to say deceased because I don't want to put you in a position where, where you get depressed. But yes, your deceased wife. How did you meet her? Because you're saying that all women ignored you, or all women ignore you. That's not true. Through your evil sister. Oh, Rodolfo. Then she's not that evil now, is she? If you met her through your evil sister. Well, your sister must have was your evil sister evil before? Why is she evil? If she introduced you to your wife, she can't be that evil. She knew your wife, your deceased wife. I hate to say deceased, but you met her through your sister, right? So, and she's not your evil sister; she's your sister, okay? But what I'm trying to say is that, if she's evil, we have to hear both sides of the story. I can't just hear one story, like that's not fair. I mean, just calling her evil, but why are you calling her evil? I have to hear it from both sides. Like, what's so evil about her? I don't know. Like I don't know your sister, so I can't say that she's an evil person. I don't know her. I don't even know you, but you're saying that all women ignore you. How the heck did you meet how did you meet your sister? I mean, how did you meet your wife? And you already told me about your evil sister, but she didn't ignore you is what I'm trying to say. She digged you as her partner and as her husband, and you had children, and and now you are a grandfather. So things couldn't have been that evil because she
introduced you to the right one. So she couldn't have been that evil. And actually, I don't think she's that evil because she actually introduced you to somebody who gave you I hope, a very happy life. And that I don't know how long you two lasted, but I believe it was a very long time since you two were together. So your sister couldn't have been all that evil that she introduced you to somebody who, remained with you and loved you and even gave you children. Probably so. I probably don't know what you went through, Rodolfo, but it sounds to me like we got to hear both sides of the story. I am not the kind of person where I'm going to side with somebody because I don't know you and I don't know her and I don't know you on a personal level. And so I can't, like that's so personal. You understand? You fight for your grandchildren. God, it's almost something, so delicate. How strange that you're fighting for your grandson, but your grandson visits you, right? So those are the things I really don't understand. Why do families go through that? All that, they try to go. Oh, I hate this. I hate doing this on live, picking on my eye. But what I'm trying to say is that it's very difficult when family are going through custody, okay, and a little child is in the middle of that custody, and I don't understand the reasons as to why and what happened. And I think that's so personal that you should keep that to yourself, Rodolfo. Try to do the best that you can to be with your grandson and grandchildren. So I am assuming, Papi, wait. I am assuming that you have more grandchildren and not just that grandson. That's very difficult, and I like again, like I said, I truly feel sorry for you that you're going through that. Custody is a very, very draining thing to go to. Sometimes it just, it just like prolongs, and it drags because it's like one, it's like a tug of war. I want my son and I want my grandchildren, but you can't see them. And so then you're deprived of having special moments with your grandchildren, and that person is depriving you to have that moment with them. And I can understand that because you love your grandchildren and you want to have quality time with your grandchildren, and that's very understandable. It's very strange because you say evil sister, and so those are just matters of the family, and in which, I don't know what what is going on and what brought that to having a custody battle. You have two grandsons and four granddaughters. Wow. Okay. I don't even know how many children you have, but that's a shame. I am really, really saddened to hear that because some grandparents they go through that. Whether pertaining that the grandparents raised those grandchildren, or maybe father and son, or fathers with daughters are going through differences and causes a lot of conflicts because they feel that by taking away something that they love and depriving them from that, it makes it even more harder because they don't know that they're hurting. The relationship between the grandchildren and the grandparents, and so it makes it very difficult. I don't know why, I don't know the reasons, and like I said before, this can be a very, it is a very personal thing, and for me to, to get into that, it's kind of hard. I've never been asked that question, and so it's really difficult. I would still try to keep a very open communication with your grandchildren. Try to keep a very open communication with them. Always try to make them feel like they can always come to you. I know that they're little right now, but when time goes by, and time goes by very quickly, they themselves will look for you. No one has to tell your grandchildren to look for you, because eventually, that in time, since you were deprived of those moments, eventually they will get older and they will question or ask why my grandparents were not part of my life. Like everything, children question, only that if you're little, they won't question. But as soon as they get older, they will question. And so sometimes we have to, give answers that may be very painful, but eventually they will eventually come back to you. It's not like it's going to be forever. Okay. Right now, try to have as many quality time with them as much as you can, and that's all I can say. Like I can't say enough. I'm sorry that if it eventually comes to the point where you are no longer see them, be prepared. Be prepared, and it's never something that you can really be prepared for. But don't be in shock, and don't blame yourself. Don't feel guilty, and that's normally what happens, that we feel guilty and we feel like if we could have done more. Well, there's really nothing actually you could have done, because they're the parents, and only the courts decide that. I actually feel like maybe perhaps you have a chance, and maybe the visitation will probably be arranged by the the judge. Well, I am listening to you, that's for sure. And so, I am listening to. But Colby, oh, Colby. So, I am listening to you, but understand that, like life is not over. It's not over just because, you're going through this very rough period, and one that, you have to face on. And something, Rodolfo, you have actually something to live for. You have actually something to fight for. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up the idea of, having your grandchildren. Fight for them. Fight. I always tell people fight, and they say, "Well, yeah, how am I going to fight if I don't have any kind of resources to fight with? I don't have that kind of, I don't have it in me to fight." Well, actually, you do. You have to just pep yourself up and say to yourself, "Well, I'm not going to let them take away my I'm going to actually, if they're going to take my grandchildren away, they're going to have to fight really hard to take them away from me, and they got to give me good damn reasons why they're taking my grandchildren away from me. Remember, their blood, just like you're their grandparent, and your blood. So, I mean, what I mean is that you're their grandparent, and so yeah, man, fight. Like, don't fight in punches, but fight in, in trying to be there for them spiritually, and trying to communicate, and always keep the communication open with your grandchildren, because eventually they're going to come to their grandparent. But as long as you have the time with them, try to make it as beautiful and memorable as possible, and help them along the way, and try to make their time and their quality time with you one that is always going to be memorable and which they will never forget. Okay, because when I see my great grandniece, I always try to make it like, I try to make it as memorable as possible so that she can remember me and it will always stay with her, you know? So, because some people think that just because some great event has happened to them in their life that it's over. And little do they know it's just the beginning. And, what others choose to think that it's going to destroy you is actually making you stronger. Okay, so never never bow down to anyone, and never let anyone see you in a spot where they can say, I'm getting what I want. I'm getting what I want. I'm actually seeing this person being destroyed because I'm doing this to them. And actually, when you do that, when you show your enemies your weakness, they rely very much on you falling and never coming back up again. So try not to show too much that you feel a certain way, because enemies are always looking around or lurking. Oh, no, es que yo no te estoy cogiendo pena. ¿Qué es lo que te pasa a ti? Yo no te estoy cogiendo pena a ti. Porque yo te estoy cogiendo pena a ti. No. You're not even listening to what I'm saying to you, pero yo no estoy cogiendo pena a ti. Yo estoy diciendo que trata de no ponerte en una posición o en una situación donde tus enemigos te ven a ti caer. Trata de levantarte en esa situación en que tú estás pasando ahora, y trata de ponerte fuerte, ¿entiendes? Siempre va a haber una puerta que cierre, o siempre va a haber alguien que quiere cerrar esa puerta para ti, pero que tú tienes que pelear contra eso, ¿entiendes? Porque tú vas a tener gente en tu vida que quieren ver tu caída en vez de tu subida, ¿entiendes? En vez de haberte subido, te quieren ver caído. Entonces, ellos quieren ver esa puerta cerrada para ellos decir que ellos ganaron. Entonces tú tienes que pelear eso, porque uno no puede dejar que una persona te pisotea o te haga sentir que tú es débil, ¿entiendes? Porque si tú ves que una persona quiere quitarte algo que es muy apreciado, y que tú amas, ¿entiendes? Como tus nietos, entonces tú tienes que pelear por eso y siempre tener la comunicación abierta para tus nietos, porque ellos son lo más importante para ti. Pero eso no es cogerte pena a ti, ¿entiendes? Eso es para levantar tu ánimo, ¿entiendes? Porque hay gente que tienen situaciones así, y entonces la persona que te está haciendo a ti sentir como tú necesitas de ellos quieren ver tu caída y quieren que tú les supliques y, y te mantengas siempre abajo de ellos. Y entonces trata de no enseñar ese lado. Trata de enseñar a esa persona y a ti mismo también. No nada más enseñar a la persona, pero a ti mismo también. Enseñar que tú sí puedes, y que va a ser un día que tú vas a reunirte a tus nietos otra vez. Que no siempre va a ser que tú nunca va a ver tu nieto, porque va a haber una etapa en que tus nietos van a crecer. Los nietos nunca quedan chiquitos, ellos crecen y hacen su decisión. Y van a preguntarle a sus padres, ¿qué pasó con mi abuelo? Y ellos mismos deciden por ellos mismos que ellos quieren ver su abuelo. Y algunas veces cosas así que son tan delicadas, algunas veces en vez de unir a una familia, los rompen, ¿entiendes? Rompen la cadena y penosa, lamentablemente, destruye los lazos entre la comunicación y los lazos entre la familia, ¿entiendes? Porque para apartar un nieto de un abuelo o una abuela es bien, bien duro, ¿entiendes? Porque es parte de ti, es parte de tu sangre, es parte de tu persona, parte de tu existencia. Y eso es lo que yo te estoy diciendo, que trata de vivir, porque tiene por algo de por qué vivir, ¿entiendes? Tiene alguien y por algo tiene que vivir. Y entonces tiene que seguir y hacer fuerte. En situaciones así tiene que ser bien fuerte. Y no doblegar a las decisiones de otros, ¿entiendes? Eso es lo que te estoy diciendo. No tenerte pena, porque te tengo que tener pena, ¿entiendes? ¿Por qué? Yo no tengo que tenerle pena a nadie porque tú no te has muerto, ni he muerto, ni que sea muerto, o que sea lo que sea. Tú eres una persona como cualquier otra persona, ¿entiendes? Estoy nada más diciendo todo lo que te ha dicho y quiero que entiendas eso. Tú sabes que no ha terminado para ti. Sin embargo, todo ha comenzado y ahora es el tiempo para tú ponerte fuerte, ponerte bien fuerte y tratar de romper esas barreras o esos obstáculos que te impiden a vivir tu mejor vida. Sea con tus nietos o no con tus nietos, tienes que seguir viviendo por igual. Okay. So I hope we got that straight. Okay, so everyone, now I really do have to leave because I'm here for a very long period of time. So I hope that everybody has a great week. I hope that you tune in tomorrow to late live with Maria. Okay? Late live with Maria. Okay, so everybody have a great week. I'm glad that everybody tuned in. And again, thank you, Meg. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. And again, to everyone, thank you. I much appreciate everyone who has subscribed to my channel. Yeah, but my dog needs to poopy. So yeah, I know it's early. But yeah. So I hope that everybody has a great week. I hope, Rodolfo, that really that everything will be in your favor, and I hope that if anything, everything will be fine. You know, I'll probably be back. I'll probably be back, but you know, I'm tired. I don't feel well. I just came on here because I wanted to talk on a certain topic in which, like men, do very common things, and you know, and that was the topic of the day. Just condom things, not random things, but they do things in common. You know, they do common things, and unfortunately, women fall for it. You know, like they fall for the things that men do and say, and they, you know, like women don't need to excuse themselves for who they are and how they look. Women don't need to make that excuse for themselves or to others. You are who you are, and they need to accept you for who you are, regardless of who you are or how you look. You know, we're not all the same, and we're not all cut the same. And we're all built differently, and we're all built differently in a beautiful way. And if your other significant is not able to see that, well, maybe he shouldn't be in your life. Okay? So everyone, have a great one. Have a great evening. Make sure you do the ding-a-ling bing bing. That's what I was gonna. That's what it's called. The bing. Okay, so if you want to see me and you want updates, make sure to press that bing. And if you like what I had to say today, give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down. But if you feel like you need to say something and comment, and you feel like you don't agree on what I say, then you are most welcome to comment on the comment page on the bottom. Do whatever you need to do, just stay in live camera. And yeah, I know, I need to do my dog, I need to let my dog poopy, and this is not good for me to say because look at him. Oh, he got down. Let's see, man. Oh dear. Kobe. Hi, Mimi. Kobe. Tan linda. Cosita tan bonita. ¿Qué es mi Bentley? Bentley. Tan bonito. Mi niño tan bonito. Galao. Oye, ese chachito tan bonito. Kobe. Kobe. Cobino. Tan bonito, calado. Dios me lo bendiga. I know, right? He's so adorable. Ay, mi chachita tan bonito, Dios me lo bendiga. ¿Quieren que me le hicieron a mi bebé, la mamá? ¿Qué me le hicieron? Kobe. Está bravo, mijo. Mijo. Tato. Está bravo. Papá. Kober. Cobino. Kobe. You're ignoring mama? Because mama is not walking, you little guy? Ooh. Ben low. Ben low. Bentley. Ben. Bentley. Kobe. Ay, tan lindo, mi bebé, tan lindo, calado, los dos. Ay, tan bonito, calado. You're so damn cute, I'm gonna eat you up. Oh my God. He's yawning. You're so cute. You're so cutie. I love you, Kobe. I love you, Bentley. Kobe, you love mommy? You love mommy? You're so beautiful, Baba. You love mommy? You're so fucking cute. I know. You're so cute. Baba, they're seeing you on camera. You're the most freak. You know what I say to him? I go like, you're so fucking cute. You little fucker. I say that to you, right? And then the mommy, you're cursing online. You shouldn't be cursing on TV, on the internet, mama. You shouldn't be cursing. Oh, he's so cute. I love my babies. Did you hear that? Did you hear? He got mad. ¿Qué pasó, Papa? ¿Qué pasó? Are you mad at Bentley, Papa? Bentley, Kobe, you mad at Bentley? Woo, you're so cute. Look at you. Look at my baby over here. Oh, wait. Let me show you too. Bentley, come here. Come here to mommy. Okay, there. There, Benlo. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? Oh, what you doing, little guy? Oh my goodness, this is so cute. Yeah, they cuddle, man. I'm telling you, they're so adorable. They're so cute. I love my dogs. The most cutest little doggies, man. Kobe. Kobe, say hi to my audience. Oh, you're so cute. Look at that face. Say hi. Say hi, gorgeous. You all dirty, Papa. Tell him I go and you know what I do? I go downstairs and I put all that sand on me. I just roll all over. I just love to get dirty. But mommy, that's not your fault, mommy, because you always shower me when you can. Right, baby? Right? Kobe. Look at the camera. Kobe. He's ignoring me. Kobe, look at the camera. Look at Kobe. What do you have to say to yourself, Kobe? What do you have to say? What do you have to say? Tell me. Talk to the camera. What do you have to say? Hey, Colby. That's what I feel like doing. I say that to them. I say that to them. I'm going to beat the fuck out of you. I'm going to beat the fuck. Not beat them. I'm going to bite the fuck out of you. Not beat them. Oh my God. People are going to say, oh, that's your first intention? That's what you meant. No, I meant, I felt like biting the fuck out of them. That's what I felt like saying. That's what I said. Colby. Okay, tell the people, Colby, do I beat you up? Colby, this is your chance. Colby, look at the camera. Papa. Colby. He's ignoring me. Colby, do I beat you up, Colby? Raise your... Bentley, do I beat you up, Bentley? Oh, man. Bentley, I beat you up? He's looking at me like saying, yeah, I do. No, I don't, Bentley. Colby, do I beat you up, Colby? Colby, you know what Bentley said? He said I beat him up. I beat you up? Do I beat you up? Do I bite you? I don't do anything. Do I love you? Do I talk too much? Bentley, what do I do? Do I bite you? I don't. Nope. Bentley, do I beat you? Do I cuddle you? Dang. Nothing. I don't do anything. So anyway, I'm sleepy. Anyway, all right, guys. This is for real, okay? This is for real. I'm not joking now. This is totally for real. I'm going to leave. No, they're not. They're not shy. You think they're shy? Oh, hell no. They're not shy. Say something, Colby. They think you're shy. He's tired, man. I'm tired, too. Colby, tell him you're tired, Papa. Papa. Hi, Billy. Ah, ¿qué de papá? Tan lindo. Ven aquí, papá. Ven aquí, mi amor, ven. Ven aquí, Bentley. Ven. Ven aquí, bonito, ven. Hey, muñeco, ven aquí. Muñeco. Hey, muñequito, ven aquí. He's scratching. Papa. Oh, well. Okay, this is for real now. Like, this is for real, for real, for real. Like, I'm leaving right now. Okay, guys, no, for real now. Because I want to go to sleep. I'm tired. Okay, so. Ooh. Well, I'm not leaving you alone. Well, tomorrow, stay tuned to Late Live with Maria. Okay, Rodolfo? You take care of yourself. Everyone, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Rodolfo. Love you much. Love everyone. And thank you again for subscribing, viewers. Love you very much. Hope that my viewers will continue to see me. Hopefully, they will make comments and keep it up, keep it up. Okay, guys, take care, okay? Bye. Mwah. Bye. Oh, wait, let me see. You saved it? Did you save it for real? Yeah, watch my video and dance to it because it has really good music to it. Yeah, I'm going to be doing that, okay? I'll do it tomorrow also. Okay, I'll dance. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I like Cardi B. I like her song. Okay, so that. Oh, wait. Look. I'm leaving you guys. And I don't know if you guys remember this from the 70s. Ba-dum, ba-bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Ba-dum ba bum bum ba-dum bum. Ba-da ba-da ba 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 ba-da ba ba da bum. Ba-da ba-da ba bum. Ba-da ba bum bum ba-dum bum. Ba-da ba bum bum ba-dum bum. Ba-da ba-da ba 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 bum ba-da ba ba da bum. Ba-da ba-da ba bum. Mwah! See you tomorrow, everyone. Same time, same channel. Bye.